Hello, it's Julie. The educational technology I opted to use was Soundtrap. This is my first time doing anything with this. And so the purpose of this was I have 8th grade high phase ESL students in an international school in China, and they have been reading articles about and opinion pieces about cancel culture along with watching different kinds of videos. And the main focus is cancel culture in America. However, we have looked at it around the world. And eventually they have to culminate all of this information together and create a podcast in smaller groups. Some of the students are opting to talk about COVID and other aspects that are widely affecting themselves and the world overall. So, of course, the day of recording, I made sure that they were able to set up their podcast. To add the new track, I showed them how to do that. I can't do that now because it'll mute my microphone as I speak. Also, to make sure that they tested their microphones to make sure it was picking up their voices clearly and to hear if there was any kind of feedback. This is their first time doing this. Then they had to invite me to their project because I did not set it up as an assignment. So because we're all in a group, they just had to type my name in and add me. Right now I'm in my teacher account, so I cannot find myself. However, I also created a student account in order to test things, so I knew how to show them how to do stuff. And so I would walk around the classroom and made sure they added the correct collaborator. They had to do that so that I could go in and listen to their podcasts. So we have all of these podcasts and the work that they have done in order to create their podcast. We will continue working on next week. I told them I wanted their podcast to be around 15 minutes to set them a time limit.
Cancel culture, as we know, is a modern form of ostracism in which someone is thrust out of social or professional circles, whether it be online, on social media, or in person. Those subject on this ostracism are said to have been cancelled. The expression cancel culture has mostly negative connotations and is commonly used in debates on free speech and censorship.
Today's topic is about cancel culture. Hi, I'm Evelyn. I'm Asuna. I'm Jenny. Cancel culture is a modern form of ostracism in which someone is thrust out of social or professional circles.
The coronavirus is always a big issue which all the countries are focused on because it is related to millions of people's lives.
The news in the U.S. has been dominated by anti-racism protests in recent weeks. The coronavirus is now back in the headlines.
Several states have seen a record number of cases in this week.
In February in this year, the New York Times published an opinion piece by Republican Senator Tom Cotton calling for the military to provide an overwhelming show of force to restore order in U.S. cities and during the protests over the killing of George Floyd.
So, of course, trying to find quiet areas to film is one of the challenges. However, I do feel like this technology is a very useful tool for students to practice speaking. It also helps practice collaboration and planning. They had to plan really well to be able not to speak over each other and to be able to plan out what content they were going to present in their podcast. And so I was really pleased with this educational tool, although it is very costly, but I feel that there are many benefits to it, especially for learning another language and practicing speaking.